ICE has new orders for mass deportations. A Reuters exclusive details a memo from the Trump administration directing agents to track down migrant children who cross the border unaccompanied and deport them. Government data shows that since 2019, more than 600,000 minors have crossed over into the United States from Mexico without a parent or a guardian. Joining me now is Terrell County, Texas Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland. Sheriff, it's always good to have you. Walk us through this process and what that actually looks like for these kids.
Hey, good morning, Markie. Great to be back on with you. And I must say, I was kind of shocked to see that headline as well. And I made some calls around, and the ERO agents that I've spoke to, friends of mine that are still in the agency, I hadn't drilled down to their level yet. But we have to remember that we have two different classifications, if you will, of minors and children within the Immigration Nationality Act. 13 and under are considered children. 14 to 17 are considered minors. So, we've had both cross the border as far back as when I was a U.S. Border Patrol agent for the 26 years, and with some of those that crossed since 2019 may have crossed, at the ages of 14, 15, 16, even younger. But that was 5 years ago now. So some are
adults
into their adulthood.
Yeah. When you say you were shocked by this headline, are you on board with this directive, Sheriff, or do you have concerns or questions about it?
No, I would say definitely on board. And it's not just going to be, once someone is apprehended, even those that are criminal aliens that are here, or those that are apprehended that aren't criminals, or if they're children, it's not like they're just taken possession of, put in jail, and then deported. They still have, the ability to go before an immigration judge, or they'll go before an immigration judge to decide their case. So if some of those people are here and can provide the necessary information to remain here, then the immigration judge may give them relief. But again, ICE isn't just, going to go out there like we've seen portrayed in much of the media, just going out there and catching anybody that they can. They're doing these in a very proactive way and also a targeting manner. So, we saw where there were 600,000 kids that had entered, 300,000 were, have disappeared. We're not sure where they're at. Again, they're going to do this with the keeping their most being a child in mind. I'm sorry, I have a proper
their best interests, maybe. And I think a lot of people are concerned about them, especially when you're talking, children in general, but especially when you're talking about children without parents. When they're deported back to Mexico or their home countries, what systems are in place to care for them, and who are we handing them over to eventually?
Yes, ma'am. So that'll be done government to government. So that's not, here on the U.S.-Mexico border, when we catch somebody and return them to Mexico or do an expedited removal, we work with the Mexican immigration to return them to Mexico at certain times. It's not like we just take them in the middle of the night and drop them off. It would be the same thing with juveniles, but they wouldn't be taken to a port of entry. It would be done through official channels to likely the Mexican immigration.
Yeah, well, still a lot of questions surrounding what this is going to look like. But Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, I got to end it there. Thank you, as always, for your time and your expertise. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.